Iran will boycott the FIFA World Cup visa allocation. Visas were granted to 4 members of the Iranian delegation.
Airstrikes on Iran. Among those updates we are following is the impact on the World Cup.
Iran is still scheduled to play 3 World Cup matches in the United States.
Trump has urged Australia to grant asylum to members of Iran's women's football team.
Just 100 days before the 2026 FIFA World Cup begins, Iran's national football team, known as Team Melli, could suddenly refuse to play. After Donald Trump issued a shock statement about Iran's women's football team, speculation began spreading that Iran might boycott the tournament entirely. And with tensions rising, regional conflict unfolding, and many Iranian fans already facing visa restrictions for travel to the United States, a new question is emerging. Could politics and war disrupt the biggest tournament in world football?
FIFA says it's closely monitoring developments as the Iranian soccer team is set to play here in the U.S. in just a matter of months. The president of FIFA says he woke up to the news this morning. FIFA officials held a meeting today saying they are committed to making sure everyone is safe. Iran has its first World Cup game at SoFi Stadium on June 15th and then again on the 21st before traveling on to Seattle.
Of course, you have to be living on the moon not to notice what is going on away from the sporting arena at this particular time. Over the weekend, the US and Israel launched airstrikes on major Iranian cities. The strikes, as we know, killed Iran's supreme leader.
The controversy began. US President Donald Trump urged Australia to grant asylum to members of Iran's women's national football team. Trump shared the message on his social media platform, Truth Social, arguing that several players could face serious consequences if they returned to Iran. His comments quickly attracted international attention. Human rights organizations, political analysts, and sports commentators began discussing the safety of athletes and the broader political implications. But the situation became even more complicated because the 2026 FIFA World Cup will be hosted by 3 countries: the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Iran's national team is scheduled to play several group stage matches on U.S. soil, including potential games in cities such as Los Angeles and Seattle.
Iran will play 2 matches in Los Angeles and 1 match in Seattle.
That means a political debate involving Iran and the United States could suddenly influence the tournament itself. And this is where the story becomes much larger than a single statement. Because the World Cup is not just a football competition, it is one of the largest global events in sports and tourism.
We've always said that buying a ticket doesn't guarantee you entry into the country, and you have to ensure that you can come in. We have facilitated already even on other events. Even with respect to CONCACAF, we have issues.
Iran secured qualification for the 2026 FIFA World Cup during the Asian qualifying rounds in March 2025. The national team has become one of Asia's most consistent football programs, appearing in several recent World Cups, including 2014, 2018, and 2022. For the upcoming tournament, Iran is expected to compete in group stage matches hosted in the United States, with early planning pointing to major stadiums on the West Coast. However, recent comments from Iranian officials have raised new concerns. The president of Iran's Football Federation, Mehdi Taj, has suggested that geopolitical tensions could affect the team's approach to the tournament. At the same time, travel policies may affect supporters. The United States has previously imposed visa restrictions on Iranian nationals, allowing athletes to travel for international competitions, but limiting entry for many ordinary visitors. This means thousands of Iranian fans who normally travel to support their team may not be able to attend matches in person. But the scale of the potential impact is even larger, because the 2026 FIFA World Cup is expected to be the biggest tournament in football history. Football has long been one of the most popular sports in Iran. The national team, known as Team Melli, has become a symbol of national pride and international representation. Meanwhile, the 2026 FIFA World Cup will mark a historic expansion of the tournament. For the first time ever, FIFA will increase the competition from 32 teams to 48 teams, creating more matches and more host cities. The event will be spread across 3 host countries, the United States, Canada, and Mexico. FIFA expects the tournament to attract millions of traveling supporters and billions of television viewers worldwide. Host cities are preparing for a large surge in tourism. Hotels, airlines, transportation networks, and local businesses are expecting a major economic boost. But history has shown that international politics can sometimes influence global sporting events, and this is where the relationship between politics and football becomes difficult to ignore. If Iran were to boycott the tournament, the consequences could be significant. First, FIFA would face a major logistical challenge just months before the competition begins. The 2026 tournament will include 48 teams, and the group stage schedule is already carefully designed. Removing one team could require changes to the tournament structure or the introduction of a replacement team. Second, there are major economic considerations. The FIFA World Cup generates billions of dollars in global revenue through television rights, sponsorship agreements, and ticket sales. Millions of supporters are expected to travel to North America during the tournament. Cities such as Toronto, Vancouver, Los Angeles, Dallas, and Mexico City are preparing for large crowds of international visitors. Hotels, restaurants, and transportation companies expect a strong surge in tourism, but travel restrictions could affect fan participation. Many Iranian supporters may struggle to obtain U.S. visas, meaning they could be unable to attend matches, even if their team participates.
There is a major boycott happening right now over the FIFA World Cup, which is set to take place here in North America later this year, where thousands of people across the globe are canceling their tickets overnight to the FIFA matches they were going to come see here in the United States over concerns about immigration enforcement after the fatal shooting of Renee Nicole Good in Minneapolis on Wednesday.
And this is where the story takes an unexpected turn. The controversy intensified when reports suggested that some Iranian women football players may seek asylum or protection abroad. Trump's statement about protecting those players changed the focus of the story. Instead of only discussing the World Cup, international media began debating human rights, athlete safety, and political freedom. Suddenly, a football issue turned into a global political discussion involving governments, FIFA, and international organizations. The situation surrounding Iran and the 2026 World Cup highlights a broader challenge for international sports. Global tournaments such as the World Cup are often presented as moments of unity. FIFA frequently describes football as a sport that connects people across cultures and borders, but international politics does not disappear during major sporting events. In many cases, global tournaments become platforms where political tensions are visible to millions of viewers. Iran's potential boycott illustrates this complex relationship. On one side, governments and activists are raising concerns about human rights and athlete safety. On the other hand, FIFA and tournament organizers want to keep the focus on sport rather than politics. Host countries also face their own challenges. They must balance security policies, visa regulations, and diplomatic relationships while hosting a global event. Athletes often receive special travel exemptions for international competitions, but ordinary fans may not receive the same privileges. This creates a situation where players can compete in a tournament, but many supporters may be unable to attend. And this is where the issue becomes larger than football itself. The 2026 World Cup was designed to be the biggest celebration of the sport ever organized. Yet geopolitical tensions now raise an important question. Can international sport truly remain separate from global politics? With less than 3 months before the 2026 FIFA World Cup begins, FIFA is continuing preparations for the largest tournament in football history. For now, Iran has not officially announced a boycott, but political statements, travel restrictions, and regional tensions have introduced new uncertainty. The coming weeks could determine whether Iran participates in the competition or whether the situation escalates further. For millions of fans around the world, the hope is simple, that when the World Cup begins, the focus will return to the game itself and not the political tensions surrounding it.